Hello everyone. Today I read a book with a name Bats. Chapter 1. We are here, said Grandpa. He took off his rucksack and put it on the ground. This is where we are going to camp tonight. Why didn't we just drive here in the van? Grandpa asked Rosie. Grandpa smiled and pointed at the mountains and forests around them. I want you to have a nice long walk in this national park. It's a beautiful place. Ben and I started to put up their tent. Soon, the children heard the sound of a pickup truck. Grandpa went to meet the driver. This is Nicole. She's a park ranger. Grandpa told the children. She knows all about the animals in this national park. She's going to tell us about one very interesting animal. Which animal? Asked Ben. Bats, said Nicole with a big smile.
How big smile is?
It's a big smile. I hate bats, said Rosie. They are frightening. No, they are not, said Ben. Bats are amazing, said Nicole. They fly at night and they use sound to catch their food. How? Asked Alice. They make a sound as they fly, explained Nicole. When the sound hits a bug, it bounces back to the bat. Then the bat knows where the bug is. A minute, said Rosie. Birds? Are there birds here that will bite us? There are lots of mosquitoes around here at night, said Grandpa. But don't worry, we got mosquito spray. Oh dear, said Plum. I forgot the mosquito spray. It's still in the van. But the van's far away, said Bess. That's okay, said Plum. I go and get the spray. The little robot started to go back to the van. Chapter 2. Grandpa was looking in his rucksack. The marshmallows are in the van. Marshmallow is very delicious. It's a candy.
Oh, it's a kind of candy. I don't know that.
I know. I see a marshmallow in the store.
Oh, yeah.
I like, but you don't buy me to eat.
Okay, tomorrow. I will buy it for you.
2, he said. Ben and Rosie, can you go to tell Glug? Please, yes, said Rosie. We'll go to the van with him. Ben and Rosie ran after the little robot before they caught him. Ben stopped. Rosie, he said, look at this. He was pointing at a small cave. Let's have a look inside. Ben said, we have catch Glug, said Rosie. We'll only be a minute, said Ben. We can use my cell phone as a flashlight. He looked at his little sister. You frightened? No, said Rosie. We can have a quick look inside. The light from Ben's phone was strong, but it was still very dark in the cave. This we go find Glung now? Said Rosie. Just a little more, said Ben. Suddenly, there was a sound. Something black was moving. Quickly, in the dark, a bat shouted Rosie. She jumped and the bat flew close to her. It's okay, Ben started to say, but he couldn't say any more. There was a hole in the floor of the dark cave that the children didn't know about. As Rosie jumped, she and Ben fell into the hole.
What happened?
A second later, they hit hard rock. Are you okay? Ben asked. Yes, answered Rosie. But how are we going to get out of here? Ben stood up and looked around by the light of his phone. They were in another cave now, and this one went down into the mountain. We can't climb back up, Ben said. I hurt my arm when I fell. Chapter 3. The children shouted and shouted for help. Nobody can hear us, said Rosie at last. And I can use my cell phone here, said Ben. Grandpa thinks that we are with Glug. We won't look for us until Glug comes back. He looked around. There are a lot of caves in this mountain. We just had to find a different way out. Come on, Rosie. The children walked and walked in the dark. Sometimes they went up and sometimes down. Sometimes they went left and sometimes right. Is this right way? Asked Rosie. I think it is, said Ben. At last, they came a much bigger cave. There isn't a way out, said Ben. Wait, said Rosie. He put a hand on her brother's arm. I can hear something. Carefully, Ben moved the light from his phone so they could see better. Look, said Rosie quietly. There are bats, hundreds of them, maybe thousands, said Ben. The bats were hanging upside down and sleeping everywhere. Slowly, Ben began to move back. Let's go, he said. We don't want to be here when they wake up. You are wrong, said Rosie. We do want to be here then. I have an idea. Outside, the sun was going down. Max looked at his watch. Where are they? He asked. I want to make the fire with Ben. Suddenly there was a happy shout. I'm back. I've brought the mosquito. Brought the mosquito spray. And I have the marshmallow too. It was Glug. Great, and said Alice. But where are Rosie and Ben? Glug stopped. I don't understand. He said Rosie and Ben didn't come here with me.
Where are they?
Chapter 4. Max and Alice were afraid. Where were their friends? Glug didn't see or hear them in the forest, says Nicole. Perhaps they are in one of the caves. But there are many kilometers of caves here, said Grandpa. I know. Nicole was already running to her big truck.
Pickup truck.
Pickup trucks. I have flashlights and ropes, he said. Come on. We can work. It's going to be dark soon. Suddenly, Max shouted, look at that. He was pointing to a place up the mountains. Alice turned and saw hundreds of small black stripes. They were flying fast out into the evening sky. It's the bat, said Nicole. They woken up to look for their fruit. Grandpa didn't look up. He was frightened and wanted to find Ben and Rosie. Wanted to find Ben and Rosie. But where should they begin to look? Ben and Rosie waited outside the bat's cave. They listened carefully. Have all the bats gone? Rosie asked. I think they have, said Ben. Rosie smiled in the truck. That means that they're home to the outside world. If we find it, we can leave. Great idea, Rosie, said Ben. But will the hole be big enough? We have another problem, Ben said. He looked down at the phone in his hand. His light was getting weaker and weaker. How can we find the hole in this big cave without a light? Asked Rosie. Ben took Rosie's hand. I know, he said. Come on. Inside the cave, Ben shouted loudly. Hello! What are you doing? Asked Rosie. I'm doing the same thing that bats do at Ben. Chapter 5. Ben shouted again. Hello! The sound bounced,
Just bounce.
Back at them from the cave wall. Hello! He turned and shouted again. Hello! Again, the sound came back. Hello! But when Ben turned and shouted for a third time, the sound didn't bounce back to them. That's because there's a hole in the cave wall there. He explained. That's the way out. Outside, Grandpa and Nicole were looking at a map. There are a lot of caves. Grandpa said, which one should we start at? We don't have to, shouted Glum happily. I can see Ben. And Rosie, the robot, pointed up the mountain. Ben and Rosie were coming out of the same hole as the bats. When they arrived at the tents, Ben said, I'm very sorry, Grandpa. We only want to have a quick look in the cave. Caves can be dangerous, Grandpa said. You must never do that again. Then he smiled. You are probably both hungry. Now, very hungry, said Rosie. Okay, said Grandpa. Let's make a fire and eat those marshmallows. Later, they all sat around the fire while Nicole told them more about bats. They are interesting, beautiful animals, she said. As she listened, Rosie looked up at the night sky. She could see little black shapes flying here and there past. I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Rosie said with a smile. But all amazing. It's over. Goodbye.